You've spent years in classrooms, memorizing facts, passing tests, chasing grades. But here, ask a question nobody ever asked you there. Do you actually know how to succeed in life? Not just academically, but in the real world, where results matter more than theory. And your habits shape your future more than your diploma ever will. The one that separates the average from the elite. The one that turns untapped potential into unstoppable results. Let's get one thing straight. School teaches you many things, but the actual formula for long-term success, that's not one of them. Not because teachers don't care. Not because education isn't valuable. Ownership is the mindset that says, my life is my responsibility. Not my parents, not my boss, not society, mine. Until you fully adopt this belief, nothing changes. Why? Because if you don't own your outcomes, you'll always have someone else to blame. You'll point at the system, the timing, the luck. But ownership turns your finger back on yourself. As if it's going to happen, it's on me. To ask for permission, but in life, no one hands you the map. You've got to draw it. Resourcefulness is the ability to figure it out. Even when you, Dan T., have all the tools, even when the path isn't clear. It's not about what you have. It's about how you use what you've got. But because the real blueprint for building a successful, purpose-driven life lives outside the walls of any institution. You don't have the answer? Ask better questions. There is always a way. But most people look for it because they've been trained to follow instead of lead. It's not found in textbooks. It's forged in your mindset, your habits, and your decisions. Today, you're going to learn the success formula most people never discover until it's too late. You need to learn to control your emotions, not suppress them, but manage them. Anger, fear, envy, impulse. If you don't learn to lead yourself internally, life will keep leading you externally. The first ingredient, ownership. Not just students of school, but students of life. They're curious. They ask better questions. They seek feedback, not validation. And they know that every day is a classroom. If you humble enough to keep learning, you'll make short-term choices that cost you long-term opportunities. But when you build emotional strength, you stay calm under pressure. You think clearly. You respond with strategy, not just emotion. And that changes everything. Everything starts with this. That shift alone rewrites your future. Everyone feels excited at first, but success doesn't come from intensity. It comes from consistency. And consistency is the child of discipline. Because when you stop waiting and start acting, you move, you build, you improve. You stop wasting energy complaining and start investing it in creating. Next is discipline. This is the cornerstone. Without discipline, dreams rot. You already know what you should do. Wake up early, eat right, focus. But knowledge without action is nothing. Discipline is what separates wishes from results. It's what gets you up when you're tired, what pushes you through when you're uninspired, and what keeps you consistent when motivation disappears. And that's the secret schools rarely tell you. Motivation is fleeting. Now, here's the third piece. Resourcefulness. In school, you're taught to wait for instructions. You don't have money. Use time. You don't have connections. Build relationships. The fourth key, emotional mastery. This one's never on a syllabus, but it determines your trajectory more than any subject ever could. You'll get triggered. You'll react. You'll burn bridges. Next is learning how to learn. School often trains you to memorize and regurgitate, not to think critically or adapt. But the real winners in life, they're relentless learners. The world is changing fast. Technology, industries, even the definition of success itself is evolving. If you can't learn, unlearn, and relearn, you get left behind. So become a student for life. Read, watch, listen, apply, reflect, improve, then repeat. Now we arrive at a trait most overlooked in traditional education: resilience. Failure isn't a detour, it's the path. You will fall. You will get rejected. You will mess up. That's guaranteed. But here's what's not: how you respond. It's what turns adversity into advantage, and it's built, not given. Every time you rise after falling, you're building mental armor. That's success training. Vision gives you direction. It gives you clarity. Without it, you drift. You waste time. They win so they can serve others. They build wealth, knowledge, and strength, not to hoard, but to give. Contribution adds depth to your journey. It gives your grind meaning, to make success fulfilling, not just impressive. Don't wait to figure it out. Start now. Dream boldly. Then break that dream into actionable steps. You chase goals that don't even belong to you. Most people let failure define them. Winners let it refine them. You don't need to avoid pain. You need to outgrow it. Resilience is what makes you bounce back stronger. And let's talk about vision. You stop complaining about what school didn't teach you and start mastering what life will demand from you. School might ask you what you want to be when you grow up, but it rarely teaches you how to build a vision for your life. Start with your time, your energy, your attitude. Help someone up. Share what you've learned. Become the mentor you never had. That's the ultimate flex. Lifting others while you rise. Your vision should be bigger than a job title. It should reflect who you want to become, what kind of life you want to build, what values you stand for. And finally, contribution. It's ownership, discipline, resourcefulness, emotional strength, lifelong learning, resilience, vision, and contribution. It's not about being the smartest in the room. It's about being the one who shows up, grows up, and levels up every single day. The most successful people don't just win for themselves. You don't need to be a billionaire to contribute. So, let's put it all together. Success isn't just grades, degrees, or titles. This is the formula schools never teach, but now you know. And knowing is not enough. Now you apply. You make today the day you stop waiting for a system to hand you the keys and start forging your own way forward. The world doesn't need more perfect students. It needs powerful builders, focused creators, resilient leaders. That's who you're becoming. So get up, get clear, get consistent, because the real education starts now.